that it is time we had a conversation as Kenyans as to whether we want to make our economy one large supermarket to merchandise products manufactured and creating jobs in other economies outside of our economy, or whether we want to make our country a manufacturing hub where we'll be able to manufacture sanitary towels, diapers, and all those other things, Honorable Speaker. I've had members contribute to the issue of farmers. And that's what I was asking about, whether milk farmers are more important. Those who are claiming milk farmers seems to be getting preferential treatment versus coffee farmers. That, Honorable Speaker, within the finance bill, we had provisions that sought to protect poultry farmers. Many of our peasant farmers are in poultry rearing. Others are growing potatoes, Honorable Speaker. Others are growing onions. We sought to protect the onion farmer. We sought to protect the potato farmer, the poultry farmer from cheap imports of eggs, of potatoes. What reason is there, Honorable Speaker, for us to be growing onions in Loitoktok or in Kieni, in Nyeri County, and allow the importation of cheaper onions from Tanzania at the expense of the farmer in Kieni? Why would a farmer in Mochongoi, in Baringo County, or in Kinangop in Nyandarua be growing potatoes, yet my famous KFC and other cheap joints in town are importing potatoes from as far as Mexico and Netherlands? We must protect our local farmers, Honorable Speaker. And these are some of the measures that I'm saying we will need time to now soberly look at all these things and know how else can we finance the deficit that we have. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, the revenue estimates that are contained in the budget that we approved, and even in this supplementary budget, are usually very optimistic. If you look at where our country is today, we have been told we are losing not less than 6 billion shillings. Every day we are out in the streets stopping other people from going to work. The import of that, Honorable Speaker, is that we may not realize the revenue projections that we have projected in this supplementary budget. The consequence of that will be additional borrowing. That borrowing will have ramification on our cost of borrowing locally in the domestic market, because you have to borrow from the domestic market. It will have an implication on how much business people, or the rate at which business people can borrow, how much investments they can invest in, how many jobs they can be able to create for young Kenyans. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I just want to speak to Kenyans and ask them, let us reason together. Let us act in a manner that we will not destroy our economy as we seek to fix that which we seek to fix in our country. It is possible, as I said, to chew gum and scale the stairs, Honorable Speaker, together. And I believe together, we as a country can be able to do that. We can be able to fix the economic mess that we are in. We can be able to fix our politics without fighting, without injuring each other. We can be able to grow this economy and get it to where it ought to be. And Honorable Speaker, let me conclude by saying this first supplementary budget, as I said, is unprecedented. But I want to believe in the next few months, inevitably, we will get into a second. And this year, I foresee even a third supplementary budget, and ask the National Treasury that as they begin implementing this budget, Honorable Speaker, and as the new government ministries and state departments take shape, they will need to further review these budgets further to be able to align them with the new governance system that will be there, and to ensure that there are further cuts so that if the projected revenues that we project are not realized, then we do not need to go out and borrow much more. Because even that space to borrow more money, we are almost hitting the ceiling that we set in this House, Honorable Speaker, and therefore it will not be feasible to continue borrowing. Honorable Speaker.
Time is up. Member for Chepalungu, Honorable Victor Koech.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I equally want to appreciate the opportunity you've given me. So I also heard my voice on the ongoing debate on the report by the Budget and Appropriation Committee, led by Honorable Ndini Nyoro. I want to laud them and to congratulate them for the good work they are doing. The President, while refusing to assent to the finance bill, clearly said in his speech that austerity measures are going to follow. Truly, from this report, the Budget and Appropriation Committee has given us a report, and in this report, the Office of the Presidency, together with the Office of the Deputy President, has faced a huge budget cut to a tune of 4.2 billion shillings. This is a clear indication that what the President says is what is being done and what is being undertaken by our committees. Madam Speaker, we were so sad that JSS, our teachers who have been serving us as a country through or under internship, were going to continue serving us under internship. But the Budget and Appropriation Committee saw it well and gave us a solution. And now our teachers are a happy lot, and it is a clear indication that in a few months' time, their confirmation is going to come through. And equally, Madam Speaker, coming from a constituency that greatly relies on dairy farming, I am happy as a member because money for milk coolers is still available through this budget, and it is a clear indication that mopping up of milk is going to happen. It is going to benefit my farmers from my constituency and from the dairy farmers within the country. Further gains, Madam Speaker, on the same is the issue of internship. Availing money through this budget to recruit more interns is a clear indication that this country is moving toward the right direction, ensuring that the graduates who graduate from various institutions are going to be engaged somewhere as they gain experience or as we prepare them for future markets. But sadly so, Madam Speaker, it is important to note that whenever we have a budget, we equally have a finance bill which translates to a finance act which funds this particular budget. We were not able, because we lost the finance bill, to actually put into budget the money for last mile. This money was going to greatly help the constituencies, and especially the constituency that I represent, that is Chepaluko constituency. It is important to note that sadly, we lost 14.5 billion, of which each constituency was going to get 50 billion. It is now upon the Budget and Appropriation Committee, led by Honorable Ndini Nyoro, together with us, members of this House, to look into the ways that we can bring back this particular amount of money in September, so as to ensure that we increase or we enhance electricity connectivity within our constituency. They say, Madam Speaker, if you want to remain in power, you have to give people power. And if we fail to give people power, we'll be answerable to the people that gave us these particular seats when it comes to 2027. It is important as a House that we sit down, look into the ways of how we can bring back this 14.5 billion that was going to help not only my constituency, but all the constituencies in the entire country. Madam Speaker, it is sadly also to note that we lost 10 billion that was going to enhance CDF. We all know the amount of work, the magnitude of the work that is being undertaken by CDF. We are losing 10 billion that was going to increase money to our constituencies by a margin of around 30 million by constituency. This means for constituencies that have been left behind for so long, like Chepaluko constituency, that is still facing a lot of dilapidation of infrastructure. Madam Speaker, this money would have greatly impacted on the infrastructure within the constituency that I represent, and equally to the entire country. It is now upon us, upon this Honorable House, upon the Chair, upon the committee, the Budget and Appropriation Committee, to look into the ways of bringing back this particular money so as to improve on the infrastructure of education, to improve on bursaries. In the rural constituencies that we represent, Madam Speaker, most of the people that go to school rely heavily on bursaries, and if we don't enhance it, it means that we are not coping with the increase in population. Madam Speaker, on the roads, just like any other department, just like any other saga, roads have actually faced a major cut. Entirely, as a budget, we are losing over 100 billion. Roads is a major critical infrastructure that is going to spur economic growth within our constituencies. The finance bill that was drawn out that didn't work was seeking to find and allocate money and appropriate money that was going to handle roads that have been orphaned for so long. In our constituency, cutting across 3 constituencies, that is Daraja Sita, Chebole, going to Chebunya and Emuru Adigiri, we have a road that was done that was low volume, that